Farmer John wants to know how to go about expanding his land. He knows it's going to cost him more money than he has, so this will lead him to have to contact a bank. The bank, however, is going to want to know how Farmer John is going to pay back the money. This will have Farmer John take into consideration how his cows are his resources. The bank is going to want more, however, and will request for Farmer John to provide documented proof of all of his resources. This will have Farmer John tag all of the cow's ears for clear documentation. Farmer John, now being in a position of needing to pay back his loans, has his cows as his source of income, which will also have him consider how the more cows he has, the more money he is able to put towards his debt. This will show reliability for future loans and also secure his lifestyle of being able to keep up with the Joneses. So it seems like a lot of good can come from this. So what could go wrong? Well, if Farmer John doesn't plan correctly, he could possibly fall into deep debt or in worst cases lose his farm. People biting off more than they can chew is what leads to stores going out of business. So why is it that unpaid debt never leads to banks going out of business? Well, the United States has a bank of its own known as the Federal Reserve, which is able to bail them out. These large bailouts lead to the banks having enough money to lend out ridiculous amounts of loans. And when banks provide loans to people who do not have the money to pay it back, it gives us incidences like the 2008 housing market crash. The Federal Reserve Act of 1913 gave a privately owned corporation the right to print America's money. The money printed by the Federal Reserve is distributed to the country with an interest rate. The bailout, known as the money borrowed from the Federal Reserve, is left to be paid by the taxpayers. This is what makes it so banks are able to get rich while working citizens go into deep debt themselves while working to pay off the nation's debt as well. The Federal Reserve is the ultimate criminal. Now, I know this can be complicated, and you're probably wondering if it could be simplified. I hope this comparison scale helps to better explain. And if you're curious to see if I'm comparing humans to cows, well, if we aren't resources, why are we employed through human resources? Farmer John is stuck in a cycle where he is in over his head, all because of the pressures of media and society. In today's society, we are exposed to thousands of advertising that subconsciously send messages and add pressures to the public to make them feel as though they have to have things. Rap songs not only rap about having nice things, but as well as money being the motivation. People cannot find happiness in money, but people are encouraged to keep this kind of mindset.